Hi, I'm Ambry and this is Ambry's Corner and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, watcher, viewer, subscriber, welcome. If you're returning, watcher, viewer, subscriber, welcome back. Hi guys, I am back today with another video for you guys today. Today's video is not a story time. It's a series I've been working on, and this is like the first episode of. Now this is not the episode I wanted to film, but I wanted to get a test run, see how I liked it. And I also wanted to give you a second video for the first week of March, like I am planning to do. So this is just like the start. I'm gonna call it Catchup-tv. I haven't really thought about the name yet, but for right now it's gonna be called Catchup-tv. And basically I'm just gonna be giving my insight and my opinion on things that are on TV, series on Netflix, and movies that may have come out, and other things like that. I'm gonna call the movie part movie reviews. I'm gonna call this part, Catchup-tv, where I just kind of catch you up on what's been going on. I mean, as far as like TV series and Netflix goes, and what I think and did I watch them and stuff like that. And so it's called Fate the Wings Saga. The Wings Saga. So if you are a original Wings fan, do you know exactly what this little show is based on? Basically it's like the live action version and more darker version of the cartoon TV, the animated series that came out a couple years ago on Nickelodeon. And I think like all of the seasons and episodes and part of that show is not on Netflix. I think the cartoon version or the animated version, whatever you want to call it, because that was actually a cartoon version. And then later they did a movie, which was the animated version. And then they came back out with like them out of Alfina and grown up and in the real world. So if you haven't seen that the cartoon and you're interested in it, it's on Netflix, all of them, even the movie, and you can go catch it there. So I did watch. I was grown as hell. I know I was grown as hell watching like this little cartoon, but some cartoons I do actually dabble in from time to time. I'm not a huge cartoon fan. At least not when I was younger. When I got older, I became more of it. But I'm not like a really huge cartoon fan, but I like this cartoon. And I'm just gonna give my opinion on the show. So if you watch the actual series on Netflix, it starts out okay. So the series on Netflix and the actual show, it's kind of like the same thing. We know that that Bloom is adopted, and we know that she finds out when she gets to Althea that she is adopted. And we also know that she has powers, and her power is basically she's a fire fairy. And but in the first one, in like the cartoon series, I think they kind of I think it became kind of darker in like the Netflix live action series, because in the cartoon series, Bloom doesn't actually ever hurt her parents. I don't remember whether or not her parents was aware of her powers, but I do know that in this one, her parents didn't know that she had powers, and they would find out eventually, but they didn't know that she had them. And so she ended up going to Althea because there was an accident a while ago with her parents, and basically she set her parents on fire, but not on purpose, by accident. It was an accident. She didn't mean to. She was mad with her mom because of an argument, and it led to her powers activating, and she started the fire. And so then because of how bad she felt, and she felt that she needed to learn how to control it, because she went from like sleeping at home to like sleeping in like a warehouse, like a couple blocks over from her house. And she went to sleep in there just to keep her parents safe. And then that's when the I guess the whatever her name is found her. The head mistress of Althea finds her and basically invites her to come to Althea. So I think it's the same thing in the cartoon too. Bloom is a changeling, and basically a changeling is a fairy child that was switched at birth from their fairy parents, and they was taken to the real world to be with human parents. So she's a changeling, and they say that they only do it like with. It's said in the show that they only do it with really powerful fairies that they're scared of, or that have the potential to be a threat to like the fairy world. So Bloom ends up finding out like, in like the first 3 episodes that she is a changeling. And so she also ends up finding out later that the headmistress before, the one that is now, I forget the headmistress name, but she another headmistress, and she was responsible for taking Bloom to the real world. And so, and when Bloom has a vision, basically like the headmistress is like telling her, come find me when you can, like come find me when you're ready, just like that. And so she has that vision. So but we'll get to that in like a little bit. So let's talk about Sky. Now Sky is a what was he? I forget what they were. I forget what they called them. Yeah, Sky was a specialist. And basically like the specialist school was like inside of like Althea with the fairy school. And so right off the back, Sky and Bloom has a moment where he sees her when she first walks into the onto the campus, and he spots her right away, and he automatically, feels an attraction towards her. And that was like, I think it was kind of similar in the cartoon. I don't remember it being like that in the cartoon. Like, I remember he liked her, but I also remember like Stella, like in this one, like Stella was like with Sky. She was dating Sky. Like she wasn't with him, but like they had like a weird relationship. But in the cartoon, like Stella was the one that introduced her to Sky, and they kind of like pushed them together. So I'm not really sure how I feel about Stella's character yet. I'm not really sure. One that Bloom is closest to Aisha. I like her, but I just think sometimes like she's kind of like the logical one between her and Bloom. They're the closest. She's kind of like the logical one between her and Bloom, but sometimes like her logic can kind of be irritating, because Bloom just be wanting answers, but Aisha be trying to tell her, well, maybe you shouldn't worry about the answers right now, just focus on trying to control your power. And Bloom just be wanting to know. I like Aisha, but then I don't, because like she's too safe, and I guess I don't like that because I'm like that. I'm always too safe, so I kind of relate to Aisha more than I do Bloom. But I like Bloom, but that's why I don't like. I'm not really drawn to her character that much, because she's too safe. She's too focused on other things. So focused, in fact, that it affects her being able to reach her full potential with her powers in later episodes. She's too focused. She don't know how to relax, and that becomes one of her problems. So move quickly within like the series, because there's a girl that just came into the Althea school, and she's got motives that aren't the best, and basically her motives are to release the woman. I forget the woman's name, but she's basically there to release the woman that's inside that's locked under the school, under Althea and headmistress's office. She's trying to release her, and basically like this woman does not have like the best intentions, like when it comes to Althea, Bloom, and all that. She don't have the best intentions, but Bloom doesn't see that. at first, because all Bloom really cares about is why would she take it from her fairy parents to go live in the real world with her human parents. And even though her human parents, they accepted her after they found out, that's a lot for somebody to spend 18 years feeling like they don't belong somewhere, and then all the fact that they really don't belong. That's a lot to kind of carry. And she was already different, and her mom could tell that she was just always trying to figure out how come she wasn't as social as she was when she was in high school, not realizing that wasn't her daughter, that wasn't the baby that she gave birth to 18 years ago. That was a different child, and she couldn't understand why Bloom was like that. And Bloom couldn't understand why her mom could just accept that that's just who she was. She wasn't that type of girl. She didn't care enough to do all the things that her mom did. She didn't care to have friends, or to, even though she got friends, that just wasn't her. And so I can understand why, like, she was the way she was. She was anxious to know certain things, and then she started hearing the voices like that. When Bloom was in the actual cartoon, the voices that she was hearing was her sister calling her, basically telling her, like, guiding her and telling her how to find her and everything. That's who it was in the cartoon. Now, I don't know if it's the same person in this show as it was in the cartoon, but I do know that in the cartoon, when Bloom starts hearing the voices, when she enters Althea, it's her sister telling her, guiding her, telling her right and wrong, and basically ended up leading her to her sister so that she could save her sister. In the cartoon too, Bloom also meets her parents through Stella, because Stella's parents are close friends with Bloom's birth parents, and that's how she ends up meeting her birth mom and her birth dad, and how she ends up saving her sister also. So let's get back on Sky. Sky is a special, like I said, and he has feelings for Bloom. Now, at first, like, he had feelings for Bloom, but he kind of like started things back up with Stella, because he felt like she needed him, but then he slowly started to realize that she was just like manipulating him and stuff. Not, I wouldn't even say manipulating, but she was just like, they was toxic together. They wasn't good together. They wasn't a match. And Stella knew that. She was just holding on to him because she saw that he started liking Bloom, and she wanted to get in between that, but of course it didn't work. But she wanted to get in between it, and it didn't work. She didn't succeed. But Sky kind of has like a past too, and he's very close to a certain teacher there, which was his father's brother, and his father died in like a horrible accident that happened in a small village that had something to do with something that was after Bloom at the time, and in that time actually, and the other head mistress, the one that switched Bloom at birth, had some do with all of that too, and why it burned down or whatever. And we don't really find it out until later on in the show. I'm not gonna make this too long. That just might be like a part 2 of this. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna touch on like the main topics. So I'm just really focused on like the main parts, and then we'll get into the other parts in another episode. But basically, I'm just gonna wrap this all up because I don't want this to be too long. But basically, Bloom, when she first entered Althea, she was having difficulty controlling her powers and figuring out how to work with them and how to use them, which is kind of normal for somebody that's just discovering they got these powers. Not only they got these powers, but they're very powerful to be exact. She's a very powerful fairy, and she doesn't realize it, and she's trying to control it the best way she know how, but still trying to keep grips on, her parents not being her real parents. Although they're her parents, they're not her real parents, and it was just the whole thing. And to go from feeling like, I guess for a moment she felt like she wasn't wanted, and then she found out that she actually was wanted, but her parents didn't know that she wasn't their daughter and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's the whole thing. But also, we see in the end, we actually see Bloom turn into like a fit where she get her wings or whatever. And if you watch the first episode, you learn quickly that that's actually not a thing anymore. They don't do that anymore. That's something I kind of wish they had kept in like the series. Them being able to turn into fairies and stuff like. I would have loved to see that happen. In a live action version. It was so pretty on the show. I would love to see how it was in like actuality. I understand that probably would like be a lot more money on production and stuff like that, but I just feel like that would have been so much cooler if they had done it and kept those certain effects there. You know what I mean? As far as like the fairy transformation goes, I really wish they would have. The main focus was actually on Bloom in this video. I really didn't want to get into like the other characters, like the other 4 characters. I got into like a few of them, like Stella and Aisha, but I didn't get into Musa and the other girl and all of that. And I'll probably hit on them in like the next episode if you like. I don't even know if I'm actually going to upload this video because as bad as I want to do something that everybody watches. I don't even really think everybody watched this show or they even watch the cartoon. I just remember every morning getting ready to go to school and stuff like that. I used to actually watch it. Well, it would be on TV when I got up in the morning, and I would just actually watch it. I remember liking it and wanting to watch it. And I remember really liking like Bloom and Sky's relationship. I think in the cartoon they actually get engaged. We never, however, see a wedding, but we see them get engaged. But I'm just gonna end it on that. Like I always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me what you think, what you want to hear. Also, if you have a suggestion as far as like shows and stuff like that, please do not be scared to give me your opinion. What you want me to review, what you like me to review. Because this, as much as I'm going to enjoy making these are not just for me, they're for you too. So because I have TV shows that I like really enjoy, and I be wanting to talk to somebody about it, but my mama ain't into the same stuff I am, and my cousin, she into some of the stuff I am, but not everything I'm into, and like, it's just, I have nobody to talk to this stuff about. So like, if there's something that you really want to get into, I know I'm gonna do Flash as soon as it comes back on TV. It's not on yet. It probably won't be on till next month in March actually, and that's probably when you'll get the next episode of this little thing. You'll probably get another episode of this series before then, but in the month. But I know I'm going to do that in March for Flash, but I don't know when it's going to happen. So but yeah, don't be scared. Like, leave comments and tell me, what you think or watch or look at. I can honestly give my honest opinion what I think. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't remember quite what happened in all the episodes because it's been a minute since I watched it, but I did watch it, and I did enjoy it thoroughly. My nose is stopped up. I don't know what's going on, but I did enjoy it thoroughly, and I liked it. So yeah. So I'm just gonna end it there, and I will see you next one. Bye.